Hi, I'm Ramona from Healing Inspiration again, and today I want to talk about healing yourself through self-love. And I know I used to feel like when people told me to love myself, it was almost offensive. It's like, okay, I love myself, and that's not helping me. My problem is nobody else loves me. But if you don't love yourself, it sounds so trite, but if you don't love yourself fully, no one else is going to love you. And one of the first things to think about in loving yourself is accepting yourself completely, all of who you are. Your flaws, your failures, your mistakes, or those things that you think are those things, the things that you don't like about yourself, anything that is just, those things where you go, well, I don't know what that was. That wasn't me. That wasn't me who did that, even though it was you that did that. Accept yourself completely, fully, everything. Oh, I lied, or I'm undisciplined, or I have an addiction, or I have cellulite, or I'm overweight, or anything. I have a temper. Whatever it is about yourself, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how people judge it, how you even judge it. Don't judge it. Accept yourself fully. Even those parts of you need love. And when you try to push those parts away, or your main focus is to change those things about yourself, or to self depreciate or call yourself names, say, oh, I hate myself. I'm so ugly. I'm so stupid. I'm so this or that. I'm not good enough. You're rejecting yourself. There's one part of you that is not accepting the other part of you. And that part is feeling rejected and hurt and in pain. Because that is all you. It's part of you. And that's not even to say, oh, you're a liar, you're no good. I'm not saying that. If you lied, who hasn't lied? Then we're all liars in that regard. Or whatever it is you feel is your flaw. Accept it, pay attention to it, love it, have compassion on it, forgive it. You don't have to kill that part of you. Because it's part of you. And just by virtue of you paying attention to those parts of yourself and accepting those parts of yourself and accepting yourself as a whole human being, the light and the darkness, both, accepting your shadow self, accepting all the goodness in yourself, and accepting all the darkness in yourself. Accepting yourself fully and loving yourself unconditionally. That's unconditional love, no matter what. I love you no matter what. Love you. Love yourself no matter what. Talk well of yourself. Encourage yourself. Embrace those difficulties within you. Rejecting someone because they have a fault is not love. It's rejection. And then you reject yourself. You are lovable, and those dark parts of you deserve love too. They're part of who you are. And in fact, by embracing them and paying attention to them, giving them loving compassion and embracing them as part of the whole of who you are, will actually raise your frequency, raise your vibration. And by virtue of paying attention and loving those parts, they'll soften, they'll release, they'll become more free, and they'll just improve on their own. By virtue of having compassion and forgiveness and love and freeing yourself, what you resist persists. So if you're resisting those negative things within yourself, your stretch marks aren't going to go away by virtue of paying attention to them. But you paying that attention, embracing them, and loving that aspect of yourself is going to make you feel more whole. Like diamonds, they have certain flaws in them, and their flaws will make them more beautiful. We know a lot of things like that. Their flaws make them more beautiful. And it is true of you. Embrace yourself fully, all of who you are. And I'm not saying that you never, want to care for yourself in a way where you would like to be more honest. But don't put yourself down, or don't reject the fact that you've tended to be dishonest, or you lied, or, accept it. It's the way it is. I mean, if you need to ask someone for forgiveness because you've harmed them, it's understandable. But you bring light to the darkness by paying attention to it, by giving compassion to yourself. And you make yourself a more whole and full person as you integrate the light and shadow aspects of who you are. Because we all have them. We all have both. And you're never going to separate yourself completely from those parts of you. They are part of you. And even if you are more honest, for example, it doesn't mean that you never lied in the past. But it's part of you. It's part of your learning. It's part of your understanding. So that's one of those things that you could do to love yourself. To truly unconditionally love someone, you accept them completely and fully for who they are. You're not going to say, oh, I hate you, I reject you because you did this or that. I guess occasionally you might. But to really become whole and to heal yourself and actually bring light to the darkness, you have to pay attention to those things, be aware of them, accept them completely, and love yourself anyway. The second thing with loving yourself that is helpful for you to do is to pay attention to you. Be there for yourself. Don't tell yourself, oh, I can't be sad. I can't be angry. Why do I feel this way? Show up for yourself. We want other people to show up for us when we need them to support us, to give us emotional support, but we're unwilling to do that for ourselves. Show up for yourself. If you're feeling sad, take care of yourself. Give yourself compassion. If you're feeling angry, it's possible that someone somehow, somewhere has violated you. There's nothing wrong with feeling angry. Show up. Be there with yourself. Not saying to never forgive or to act out of anger and hurt people, but be there with yourself. Take the time to journal about it. Take the time to think about it. Take the time to process your emotions. You're not a bad person because you got angry. Don't reject yourself there. That's when you need the most attention. Pay attention to yourself. Listen to your thoughts. Listen to your heart. Feel your feelings. Bring light to your situation and accept yourself still fully as you are. You have a right to have emotions. You're a human being. Love yourself in that situation as well. Pay attention to yourself. Show up for yourself. Listen to your heart. Listen to your emotions. Listen to your thoughts. Give yourself value. You want someone else to listen to you. Listen to yourself. If you won't even listen to what you have to say, what you have to think, and won't even listen to your own feelings, how do you expect anybody else is going to do that for you? Love you. Show up for yourself. Be there. Be present in your emotions. Show up for yourself when you need someone, when you need support. Be there for you in every situation. Now, we might think we're selfish when we put our needs before the needs of others. But in fact, you can't give out what you don't have. So if you're running on empty, if you are starving, if you're in need of oxygen, if you are emotionally depleted, if you're depleted of energy, if you're not giving that to yourself, how are you supposed to give from an empty cup to other people? It doesn't make you selfish to fill your needs. give yourself what you need and even what you want. You're not selfish because you give yourself what you need and what you want. It puts joy in your heart. It gives you the energy. It gives you the emotional resources. It gives you the intellectual resources to meet your own needs and your own desires. You can do things to make yourself happy. It doesn't have to be an absolute need every time you do something for yourself. I mean, what are you? Are you less than everybody else? No, you're not. You're just as valuable as everybody else. And in fact, you can't give to others when you don't have it within yourself to give. So meet your needs. Make yourself happy. That doesn't make you selfish. It would make you selfish if you had to murder people to meet your needs. Hopefully that's not the way you meet your needs. Or you harm others to meet your needs, but you don't have to harm others to meet your needs. And you, by virtue of meeting your own needs, is not hurting others. It will help people around you. If you're crabby, stressed out, angry, don't have the energy to take care of your responsibilities, I mean, the people around you are going to suffer too. But if you're happy, if you're fulfilled, if you are doing what you love, if you're full, eating healthy, and you're doing well, and you are healthy, you're going to be much more present with other people and much more valuable to them. Another thing that you can do and need to do to love yourself is to think about yourself as though, say, if you were your own child, how would you show up for your child? You know, do you discipline your children? You'll say, well, this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. And in some cases, it does. When you ground your kid and they have to be in your house with you 24/7, you'd prefer for them to go out, but you want them to learn a lesson. So, you know, loving yourself doesn't mean indulging everything. Sometimes you want to discipline yourself because you know intuitively, do I really need to eat a whole box of cookies? Sometimes, hey, eat a box of cookies if you really need to do that. If you know, everything in moderation. But sometimes you have to discipline yourself. What is going to be better for you? How can you love yourself the best in this situation? Getting up to go to work in the morning, for example, that is probably going to be better for you if you keep your job and you have a place to live. So it's not all about self-indulgence. It's about self-discipline as well. About knowing what you need to take care of yourself. To take care of yourself physically and financially, mentally and emotionally. And also, you know, it's about creating healthy boundaries around yourself, around your life. Teaching people how they can and cannot treat you. It is absolutely your responsibility to teach people how they can treat you. So if someone calls you outside of your name, you don't acknowledge them. I'm not even saying necessarily to cut them completely out of your life, but definitely communicate with them that that is unacceptable behavior. And follow through. Take care of yourself that way. You don't have to let toxic people in or to keep being toxic with you. And people do make mistakes, so it's something you can definitely communicate with them about and tell them clearly what your boundaries are. And you have the right to have boundaries. And people who are violating your boundaries that you've established and you've told them about and they're violating it, that's someone you need to question whether or not they should be in your life. There are some people that, you know, will try to violate your boundaries and, you know, there may be people you're not going to get rid of out of your life. Maybe a parent or a sibling or something like that. But just remember to communicate your boundaries, and to what extent you can enforce your own boundaries, and for yourself as well, in that whole self-discipline. If you want to take care of your body, say, it's going to make me feel really good, and I would like to lose some weight or gain some weight, or, you know, I want to feel better and have more energy, so I want this more natural diet. In order to carry it out for yourself and to give yourself what you really want and need, and the loving care that you want to give to yourself, you're going to have boundaries for yourself. So, loving yourself generally is taking care of yourself, meeting your needs, meeting your wants, having fun. What lights you up? What gives you passion? Think about you. Consider yourself in the situation. You don't have to sacrifice you to meet everybody's needs. Yeah, we have to think about that one. You don't have to sacrifice yourself to meet everybody else's needs. You are valuable too. You are not dispensable. And if you even think you have to sacrifice yourself to meet the needs of your children need you. You don't need to sacrifice yourself. You need to take care of yourself because these people need you. Your loved ones need you. Therefore, you have to love yourself and take care of yourself. In every way. You are valuable. You deserve joy, happiness, love. You deserve attention. You deserve to pay attention to yourself. If you know something is not going right in you somewhere, you need to pay attention to that. If something makes you feel happy, you need to pay attention to that and do more of that. If you're unhappy in your relationship, speak up. Or in your job, speak up. Love yourself. That's part of loving yourself, is communicating your truth. Also, be who you are unapologetically. Sometimes that's hard for us to do because we don't even necessarily know who we are. Because we're always trying to be something we're not to please everybody else around us, or maybe even to please ourselves, thinking that we have to do this, that, or the other to be accepted. Well, F being accepted. Accept yourself. If you accept yourself and you feel good about yourself and you feel whole and joyful, the people meant to be in your life are going to be in your life. And those that don't accept you for who you are will be gone. Obviously, it'll take time. But yes, accept yourself fully. Love yourself. And these are just some tips, and there's definitely more to self-love. And I'm sure we'll touch on it at a later date. So please like and subscribe and comment below and let me know if there's any other ways of self-love that are helpful for you. Thank you very much. I hope this helps you live a more joyful, peaceful, and happy life and creates the life you want to live. And have a blessed day. And again, I am Ramona from Healing Inspiration. Thank you. Bye-bye.